want to share a story. There's a particular property that I got, tens of acres, and I spent the road alone, the millions the road into the land in Ibejideki cost me a lot of money. A lot of money. I invested my time, my energy, a lot of money, brought investors, brought a lot of people. You have to be down. So so that particular project, I lost every damn thing. I lost the land, I lost the money, I lost clients because I started explaining to clients, okay, let's see what happened. Some were okay, no problem, understand. While some were saying no. So I had to start doing all refunding in a bad business. So I lost twice. Lost the money that I invested. The road alone. I don't want to just talk about how much I've spent on the road. What about the land alone? What about the settling? What about the clearing using tractors? And it's a waterlogged place, so we have to do a lot of sand filling. Then after the whole thing, I lost it all. I have to now start paying back. So I saw I saw a particular location money. I was like, okay, and I went there. And when I bought some properties, they're facing the road till now. From a few months ago till now, the heavy incursions of developers there is alarming. Like, it's crazy. And I don't blame them because there's a market there. There's a market there. People don't really realize it yet. There's a market there. I took some investors last week to go and check Ibadan. They were like, Ibadan, but I want Lagos. Is there no market in Lagos? They bought in Lagos. They want to look for another market. When I took them to Ibadan, now they were proposing of buying 20 acres each of them. I think the governor even said something some days ago that in 12 years from now, Ibadan will be competing with Lagos. And for a governor to say such a bold statement, he knows what he's saying. He knows what he's saying. To compete with Lagos, come on. Then again, let's watch because what is going on there is crazy, and developers are going there.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. This is Uche Philippe Modi. And on today's episode of the show, I'm going to be having a very special guest. He's a developer in Lagos State, recently moved to Ibadan. And we're going to be talking about a very, very important topic. And that's why we are seeing many developers in Lagos opening or kind of moving to Ibadan. We're going to be looking at the viability of the Ibadan market, and we're going to be seeing if that's the next place you should get your next property and if it is the future. So, welcome on stage now is Mr. Jeremy Ademola. He is the CEO of Property Dey. He has been in the industry for over 6 years. He has paid his dues. I call him one of my favorite developers in the whole real estate landscape because he's been there, done that, and he has the t-shirt. Welcome, Mr. Jeremy. Not Mr. Sorry, Dr.
Thank you.
Jeremy. he has he has
Thank
an
you.
honorary doctorate degree. So yeah,
Thank
please
you.
introduce
Thank
yourself.
you. Glad to be here. My name is Dr. Jeremy Ademola, and I'm happy to be here. Hopefully, we'll be able to learn one or two things and acquire one or two knowledge also. Thank you.
Thank you. So the thing I get a lot, and also one thing that I encourage my subscribers, viewers, people that reach out to me, is the fact that at the end of the day, as important as it is to have a residential property, your goal as an investor should eventually be to be a developer, which you are. So can you give us a brief history about how you got into real estate and development and how that journey was for you? So for people that will be interested in maybe get into development sometime soon, how was that journey for you? How did you get into development in Lagos specifically?
Okay, all right. I started as a realtor. I was selling properties for developers, sold one or two apartments and lands. But then again, I discovered that I actually wanted more. I wanted to be able to create the magic. I wanted to be able to, turn the bush into something creative. And also, from there, I started working. I worked for a developer. He deals in more of bulk land. So I work as a personal assistant. So I was able to stay in front, learn very, very fast how the thing works. It is one thing working at the office, and there's another thing working on site. You are in forefront, you know what's going on, how to do with families, what to do with transaction, meeting the lawyers, meeting one or two things. people and all. So I was able to learn. After a while, I could, understand. Okay, now I know how to acquire properties. I know how to get investors. I know how to raise funds to start my company, and that's how I started. Basically in Lagos. Yeah, started in Lagos.
Thank you so much. So in your first year, let's how was the experience like? Obviously you had all of this knowledge. What was the experience like, and what were the like major challenges that you faced?
Okay, for the first year, the first year was a lot of ups and downs. Yeah, it's a lot of crazy back and forth because it's one thing that you're a realtor, it's another thing that you're a developer, and as developer you learn on the job. It's not something you can learn in school. You learn straight sense in real estate. The first year was not fun because I had to do a lot of shiftings, and those shiftings really affected a whole lot. But because of I had the drive, I had a goal, I was able to navigate it. I did some bad businesses, and but I was able to recover on time to be able to stand again. And that's basically how my first year was quite rough. But then again, I begin to have a lot of mentors. I begin to ask questions. I think that's one thing you need to understand. You have to ask questions from people and reach out to people that have been in the business that can actually help you. And that
Mm.
that has actually been my salvation. My first year, yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And I mean, you talked about, we're going to go into that later, about how you made, some mistakes. But before we get to that, um, people don't, or people do realize that it's so difficult dealing with Omonile. Like, I think that's when you talk about real estate, that's maybe apart from government, when you have issues with government, I think that's the second worst type of or category of party that should have a problem with. So how were you able to navigate this? Because in your land acquisition, you do need to speak with Omone, you do need to know how to deal with them. How were you able to approach them, and how were you able to deal with such a wicked problem, so to speak?
Okay, like it's a terrible or what I say terrible, it's a natural issue. I said natural because the process of acquiring properties is the Omoniles are part of it. Omonile actually means the ancestral land owners of land. After the Land Use Act that it state that the government actually owns all the properties and all, even though at that the landowners actually also have you know power to sell land to you and transfer deed to you. So, but then again, the market became saturated and became toxic. These guys now became, love money and anything that has to do with a lot of money. Anything that has to do with land. Like I tell people, gold, oil. It's any business that has to do with anything that is naturalized from the ground. It's very, very tricky, especially land. So it became tricky. Greed will enter it. Imagine buying a land that they've been sold to about seven people. Then you also they will give you seven people will give you petition. I bought a property before, and more than six, 5 to 6 companies gave me petition. I don't know you guys, but they're actually fighting on the issue, and I just put my banner and stuff like that happened. So, but what I've learned is to do due diligence. After you've done your due diligence, do another due diligence. It's not just going to your land bureau and making inquiry about the land. Sometimes when you want to buy a property, you've got to check from maybe NTDA, you've got to check from the land bureau, land registry, what have you. We check all those things. After that, you need to also come and ask questions to people around the axis. If it's in a far area, ask the farmers, I look for the Bale, like the people that is in charge of the land, the king, the Basharu, all those guys. You have to ask questions, and also from neighbors who are either staying there or have built there or have properties there. If you see maybe for example, you are buying a property in a Buchanan estate there, take the numbers on that place and ask questions.
Mm.
That yes, that's what people don't do. You just pick a coordinate of the land, you check it in land bureau, you check it in this thing, and you see your land is actually okay. It's not sometimes the issue has never been the title of the land because I'm sure we'll talk about that one way. The issue sometimes when it comes to money, like the issue has been that you've not done investigation about this transference of ownership of that land. If that land has been sold to people before, if it's a land that has issues, if there's a court injunction on it, So all these things, you have to do a local traditional way of search. Apart from doing the land search in the land registry, ask questions around. You will definitely get an answer from people around you, the locals in that area. So that's how I was able to, curb that excessiveness of Monilas and the rest. When you ask questions, they will definitely tell you the truth. And that's it.
And can you give us maybe one or two before you got better at it? I do know one that we actually went to like pick the coordinates and we found out that they didn't even own the land. But can you give us an example of like times where either they successfully tried to scam you or they tried and
So,
obviously you found out?
okay, there's one estate I launched. I've done my due diligence. The land was 100% sweet, free, as a very sweet land facing a federal road,
Mm,
and it was actually sharing fence with a very popular developer too in Lagos State. I was fantastic. A popular developer is definitely there's no issue here.
mm,
I did a launch, brought realtors, brought investors, everybody came, they want to buy. Only for after a few days, I'm going to call a friend of mine passed that place and called me and said, bro, they don't destroy your banner. My
mm.
banner, the iron, I like, how do they destroy a very big metal banner? Well, get it just for that the land has been sold to somebody. I'm like, land has sold. Because
Wow.
even I heard that, I did investigation and discovered it was true. The next idea was just to tell the person I'm no more because just refund my money. The guy was doing this one and that one, there's no worry, there's no issue. Or like, they are destroying my banner, tell me there's no issue. I don't understand. So is it breeze that is destroying my
Yeah.
banner? It's crazy. That is, I just give my money first. When it's over, I will send the money. I will not eat it. I will keep it in my account. Just
Mm,
give my money. But then again, we went back and forth, and he was able to refund the money. He didn't refund the money. He gave me another land. So what I did, I put my banner there. I said, if this land have issues again, I'm gonna, you know, it's crazy because most clients understand these things.
mm,
Sometimes you have to, you learn on the job. Most of the time, it's not some developers' issue. Sometimes it can be developers' issues. Most of the time, it's not that issue. You've done your land. Actually, if you do a land search from land, from the land registry, and you know that you're the owner of the land, it's just pay for the land. Now it's easy. But then again, it's over that the land has been sold to somebody else. So that's
mhm.
why we now have to now adopt the traditional way of asking. So even when they gave me this new site, I had to now start asking questions and I was going to discover the stories behind that land. That's how I was able to settle for that land because that land didn't have issue. So till now, there's no issue. We've done what to do there and everything. So that's like one of my experiences amongst many.
Mm.
Yeah.
Thank you. So this one, you hopefully like you scaled through,
Yeah.
and yeah, but there are some. I think this is also the part of real estate. And recently, Pastor Matthew Ashimolo has been talking about his story, how he's lost millions in land deals in Ibejuleki, in different parts of Lagos. So, just so people can learn, because I think there are very few people that you speak to that don't have a bad experience
Yeah.
about investing in Nigeria in total. But
Mm.
you is there any specific experience, like you said, where you had gone very far, you've spoken to investors, you've spoken to realtors, you've put in your own money, you've put in lots of resources, and you don't need to actually tell us maybe the specifics of that particular thing, but you can just give us an overview of that situation. What type of losses have you faced in this business and how were you able to recover from it? What type of mental fortitude and what type of steps did you take to be able to, okay, this is it, this is a risk I didn't see? Because at the end of the day, investment is a risk here. This is
Mm-hmm.
what I didn't see coming, but despite it coming, I was able to bounce back.
Okay. All right. I want to share one particular experience. And I understood most investors or clients, you understand the fact that investment or anything business has to be 50-50 chance.
Mm,
So you are risking it. Yeah. And sometimes we don't understand that we get burnt.
mm,
Yeah, that's honest. You can't put all your money into investment. You put a particular amount of money, a portion to investment. All
mm,
right, I'm going to share a story. There's a particular property that I got. I think it's over close to about some acres, tens of acres,
mm,
and I spent the road alone, the millions, the road into the
mm,
land in Ibejuleki cost me it's a lot of money. A lot of money. I invested my time, my energy, a lot of money, brought investors, brought a lot of people. And to cut long story short, all these things happened. I had to just, it's crazy. At the point, you have to be down. One thing, you have to be heart strong. Like, let me speak pidgin. Your hands get strong. Because then again, if you're not ready for that, you're not an entrepreneur. Because an entrepreneur takes all the risk and takes most of the gain. So yeah, so that particular project, I lost every damn thing. I lost the land, I lost the money, I lost clients because I started explaining to clients, okay, let's see what happened. Some were okay, no problem, understand. While some were saying no, no, no. So I had to start doing a lot of refunding in a bad business. So I lost twice. Lost the money I invested. The road alone, I don't want to just talk about how much I've spent on the road. What about the land alone? What about the settling? What about the clearing using tractors? And it's a waterlogged place, so we have to do a lot of sand filling. Then after the whole thing, I lost it all. I have to now start paying back people that but the other client that were understanding, we had to give them another place, which was beneficial to them. But others that say no, 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 we have to refund their money to them because we have a long way to go in this business, so we can't have a bad name. So it's sad, but how I recovered was that I understood the fact that you keep buying. Someone once said, well, I'm going to quote him, Paul Fo, he's a friend. He said, extend the spare or the area of your lock. So when lock falls from up, it's there's the probability of it falling on your lot is probably very high. So imagine you have 1 acre and lock is falling from heaven. The tendency of it falling on your lot is very difficult. But when you have like hundreds of acres, so you are extending, so it's like investment. People that are making money in an investment, maybe they invested in Lekki and the rest. It's not just that one that they've invested, some they lost some, but they gained some. But the one they gained will cover up from the one they lost. So I've understood that in business, and that is I was able to recover from that. At the point it was a bit down, but then again I'm like, no, I can't be down. I have to just fall. So from there, I went to look for something else and got properties, and we're still here.
That's amazing. And no, I think I'll just speak to that a bit. Like, do you know that when he was actually going through this, he told me after the fact, literally after he had recovered. So every day we're seeing him in church, we're seeing him like with friend groups, we're seeing him doing all these things, and you don't know what a person is going through. And I think that's also kind of goes to say the amount of grit and resilience that you need, not just as an entrepreneur but as an entrepreneur in this climate, in specifically this Nigerian setting. And that's the next question I'm going to ask. How easy does the government make it for developers? How easy does the government make it for you people to do what you do, in this industry? And how do you also navigate? We've talked about dealing with the money. How do you also navigate dealing with government approvals, dealing with charges, dealing with due diligence, and dealing with them telling you to do something, especially things that probably you did not plan? How do you guys deal with government?
All right. First of all, what I will say this: real estate in Nigeria is, especially in Africa. Let's narrow to Nigeria, is at its infancy stage. It means there'll be a lot of walking, falling, trying to gain balance, trying to know what works, what does not work. Now we're trying to digitalize the system. So that's what's going on. So it's not a government thing, it's a civilization, modern thing, technology thing. It's a lot though. So the government are trying to look for ways to regularize the system, look for ways to make it easy, but the shiftings are a lot. So it's not easy on both parts, especially for developers. The honest truth is it's not easy. And it's very difficult for us to get funding to buy properties, landed properties, or build them to sell at a rate. Number one, there is no regulatory body that regulates prices of materials, cement. A truck of cement can be earn 4.55 million naira for a truck. Iron, it's crazy. The price of things, materials are crazy, and there's no regulatory body. So it's not just government. Now, I believe that government are doing a lot of things because we even saw they even put something recently about how they want to digitalize the process of documentation, which is very good. It's going to help us. But the cost of documentation is pretty high. So it's causing land to be very expensive. Lands you're buying 500K in Ekpe now, you'll be hearing 7, 10, 15, 20 million now. And you don't blame the developers. If you know how much you are paying for documentation per plot, it is crazy like before. So it's not just it's everybody. So the government should do much more by providing we should give solutions to having seamless documentation, cheaper documentation, and also understand the fact that we are trying to balance each other. And we as developers also need to understand that we have to work in collaboration with government, which the Redan are doing now, that is Real Estate Association of Nigeria are doing, but it's not easy. Both. But then again, like I said, I understand the fact that the market is still young and it's trying to get itself, but eventually we'll get there. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Like I love the fact that you mentioned it is an emerging market, and I think that's where the bulk of the opportunity is, because an emerging market, you haven't seen all that it has to offer. There's still a lot of room for improvement. There's still a lot of room for growth, and you did mention as well lots of the issues that people face. There's no cheap financing.
yeah.
You can't. The bank will be probably calling 26 to 30%. How do you do a project viably with that? And added to that, the cost of documentation. First of all, you need to register your survey. After registering your survey, start with the CFO. Now there are lots of permits, fence permits, different. There's just a lot of things coming from different areas, and that also shows that it's not really good. It's not really easy for you developers. Okay, so now the next thing I'm going to ask you, speak about your trajectory as far as what is your investment ideology like? So for the locations that you go to, and also you give us an example of how you have also like the different locations you've gone to and what you saw there, what made you invest there, start to put an estate there. What's that ideology? I know. What has that ideology been like, and what actually informs the decisions that you make to go to a certain location and not to another location?
All right, thank you. What informs my investment? I tell people before you invest, you have to understand the purpose of investment. So for me, before I buy a property, I had to ask myself, what do I want to create? What am I saying? Because you have to picture the future you want to create. Oh, I actually sound like a motivational speaker. You have to
With the
picture
rhyming.
the future. All right, so you gotta picture it because if you don't picture it, there is no point. That's why a lot of people invest in real estate and they get bonds. It's every time. Some people invest 10 times, you get bond 10 times. Come on, once, twice, no problem. But if it's not consistent, because they have to check why you invest. Are you invest because everybody's investing? So you not be like So you should not be like I'm not the one. I'm the person. No, I'm left behind or something. No, why are you investing? Are you buying to hold? You sell in the future, 10 years, 20 years? Are you buying to keep your money against the inflation? Are you buying to build? You want to build a school? You want to build a house, residential? So why are you buying? You want to build a house for yourself. You are buying somewhere that's facing the road. You want to build something like a petrol station or a gas station. You are buying facing the beach. So those are wrong. Yeah, I've seen a lot of clients. I'm like, sometimes after we are done, we have to now change the entire process. You want to buy
Yeah.
a house, you don't even know why you're buying a house. Like a lot. I was even talking to a client today who wants to purchase a property, a building project. So I was telling what I want to do, a building project I want to do. After when we are done, I discovered that the building project I have, the idea I wanted to pick to paint to do to create was different from what he wanted. So we have to now start looking for another opportunity for him. So, like, I'm a consultant and also I'm a visionary when it comes to doing real estate. I sit down, I imagine what I want to do. For example, now there's a project we're doing in the city of Ibadan because now Ibadan is the fastest emerging market in real estate currently. Ekpe is also shooting, but definitely Ekpe has gotten to a plateau in real estate. Every location goes to a plateau, but it's not going down, it's not going up. It's just there, it's just there. Let's see how it's gonna go. But now the fastest growing market is in the city of Ibadan. Also in the I think in the east is Asaba,
Mm.
but right now in the west it's Ibadan, the city of Ibadan, not even Ogun State. Ogun State is still far behind. Ibadan is growing. So I saw the trajectory, I saw the movement of people, and I took a tour to the city of Ibadan, and I saw the things that the governor is doing. Governor is a young guy, Sheyi Makinde, is a visionaire, and the things he's doing there, the no, it's crazy. Lands in Ibadan now is are getting more expensive, but in a bit close to the outskirts, like Ekpe now in Lagos, it's
The
very,
suburb.
yeah, the suburb, yeah. So I saw I saw a particular location in money. I was like, okay, and I went there. And when I bought some properties, they're facing the road. Till now, from a few months ago till now, the heavy incursions of developers there is alarming.
Mm.
Like, it's crazy, and I don't blame them because there's a market there.
Mm.
There's a market there. People don't really realize it yet. There's a market there. I took some investors last week to go and check Ibadan. They were like, Ibadan, but I want Lagos. Is there no market in Lagos? They bought in Lagos. They want to look for another market. When I took them to Ibadan, now they were proposing of buying 20 acres each of them. They
Mm.
are free.
Mm.
Why? Because they, something about telling you about a place, and once about you going there yourself and seeing it. They went through the city. They were like, wow, but then we think about it, it's red zinc, old zinc houses and all. I showed that there are houses people are selling at 400 million per plot, 300 million, 150 million per plot in Ibadan in some estates, crazy places. You see,
Mm.
the put the and I think the governor even said something some days ago that in 12 years from now, Ibadan will be competing with Lagos. And for a governor to say such a bold statement, he knows what he's saying.
Mm.
He
Mm.
knows what he's saying to compete with Lagos. Come on. Then again, let's watch because what is going on there is crazy, and developers are going there building projects. I have a project now in Ibadan. It's few units, and I'm building shortlets. And I'm telling you, when I launch the product, people are already keen to it.
Mm.
Why? Because people are seeing it. People are now researching Ibadan now. If you go and
Yeah.
do your data search when it comes to real estate now, the search in Ibadan has is it quadrupled or it's just do your search. The SEO, the people are checking Ibadan properties now. The market is fresh and is emerging. Now is the best time to buy in Ibadan. The project I bought, you can get projects lands as cheap as CO properties at 2.5 billion. Freehold land as cheap as 1.5 and the rest. That's because before it was like 500K. I'm talking about
Mm.
some months ago. But now you're getting 2 million, 3 million, 4 million. It's going to keep going. By this time next year, Ibadan will build the market will be more expensive. So I look at the number one for me. I look at the projections, the trajectory, and the future of a particular location, and I
Mm.
see the government in that area, and I see the prospects,
Mhm.
and I check the master plan, and Ibadan has a good master plan. Ibadan has a good project. So, and I said, okay, here is good for building. Here is good for tying your money down. Here is good, and there's peace of mind. The money there are not at money. They don't. They're not.
Money
They're not.
make.
Yeah, they're not freaked about money like Lagos or Monile. The
Mm.
government documentation is 10 times easier and faster than Lagos State. Yeah.
Mm.
What is again? It's cheaper. Everything there is just easy. So before the market gets saturated again like Lagos, I'm
Mm.
already there. Yeah,
Mm.
we're acquiring hundreds of plots in different locations in Ibadan, position ourselves for the future. When we start selling, and by that time, if people want to buy, it's now more expensive. By that time, we already know. So we missed some part in Ekwa in Lagos, but then again, I've pictured the future, so I can feature in the future. But you get my point. So that's it.
Yeah, that's so amazing, and to add context to it, Ibadan actually has a greater population. Like after Lagos State, which is about how many million? Lagos is projected to hit 20 something million in 30 something million in a few years, but Ibadan is about 3 million people. And when I did my research, Ibadan has actually more people than Kano. Ibadan is the second fastest urbanized center. So Lagos is urbanizing really quickly. After Lagos, the second in urbanization is Ibadan. And the UN did a study that by 2050, 70% of the world's population will live in urban centers. And so if you actually see Lagos, people have been migrating outwardly. So you have the center, people are migrating outward. That's where you see places like VGC that were not lived before, places like Ibeji, Lekki, people. And the more Lagos starts getting more expensive and also starts getting and all of these documentation issues, people are migrating outward. So they're going to places like Ogun State, like you mentioned, Ibadan. And if Lagos doesn't get some of his acts together, the Lagos is still OG. But there are investors that would want to invest in Lagos, and it goes down to the primary economics. If you have a particular option, next best option, in your preference scale, people are moving to Ibadan. And so that's something that I thought to give a bit of context to. So Mr. Jerry, now from the first um location that you went to, I don't know if it's Ibejuleki because I know you have investments in different places, but let's start from Ibejuleki. Then you went to Ekpe. Now you have a presence in Ibadan. So, kind of walk us through that journey, the specific challenges in those different, so the challenges you had in Ibejuleki, the challenges that Ibejuleki still faces now, then the opportunities you had there, then the opportunities in Ekpe, challenges in Ekpe, and now Ibadan.
All right, so I'll start with Ibejuleki. I have observed the market in Ibejuleki. Ibejuleki, what sold Ibejuleki majorly for me, based on my research, is Dangote Refinery and the airport.
Mm,
So everybody became, people missed Lekki, people missed the Koi, people missed Aja. So the next big place is Ibejuleki. People started buying, and people buy blindly because we've been part of it before. I've bought properties blindly, then without doing proper research. And I believe that when government are planning to do schemes or projects like speed projects and housing projects in a particular location, I believe that it should be more public than the way it is. People just people are not educated about buying property, so people started buying but lucky without being educated about it, without being informed about government ideas, government schemes. Imagine people buying government land and without
mm,
doing diligence, and you're losing land in the future, and you're wondering how come you didn't do your due diligence. So the challenge that was in the Bajulaki majorly that even till now is still happening was that a lot of people keyed into projects that they didn't do proper research on. And for me, the only challenge I had was getting. There were good lands in Bajulaki, fantastic lands, but Ibejuleke had a lot of money issue and government issue. It had, like I said, had, but majorly now everybody is now wiser now because before a client reaches out to buy land from me, I discover that they've already done at least 50 to 70% of the search. They've gone around, they've asked questions, they've watched videos on YouTube, on internet, they know what's good, they know what's up. So people are getting wiser now, like 3 5 years ago. But that's the only we had then, buying right property. Then for Ekpe, now Ekpe was like the new Lagos, the new Lekki, the new, any new, new place in, and we believe that there will be a lot of government planning there, which they had, but it was kind of abandoned in a way for future that after Bejleki was done, they moved to Ekpe. But as at currently, there's a heavy conscious of government in Ekpe. They are trying to now develop the place, and people that bought properties in the wrong location that didn't do their proper search. Some actually did, but they didn't do it. How will I put it now? You have to double check. I think that's what I'm going to say. There's a double check. You check once is good. Otherwise, check again. There's a reason why I said check again. So people are now buying. So the same thing that's happening in Bajilek is happening in Ekpe
mm,
currently. A property that you bought that was actually free after a while is now committed to a scheme. You now have to now buy it again, or you pay government a particular amount of money to, get excise the land from them or something. I know it's happening in Ekpe. The same thing happening in Ekpe. But eventually it's going to calm down because Ebejileki has calmed down. Some last 2 years and last year, there's a lot of uh, government taking lands in Ebejileki, I mean. But as at now, the whole thing is not clear. There's a lot of schemes coming up that government has said, okay, there's a scheme here, people are buying to the scheme, a lot of investors are buying to the scheme. The same thing is going to happen in Ekpe, just a matter of time. And it's already happening as we speak. So those are the challenges I know I faced because I've already overcome the issue of Omanile and doing land due diligence and all. There's always a market. So, but for Ibadan is in an emerging market, like you said, and I call it more. Is a younger brother to Ibadan, to Lagos State. Ibadan is a younger brother. So what we do is that we, the ideas we have, the experience we gain from Lagos State, we are doing it in Ibadan. That's like anybody having Ibadan property. Number one, you have to do your documentation. See, it's cheap. So for developers now, if you notice, they're doing the documentation earlier in Ibadan, even faster because it's even cheaper. So that's the same ideas, we are the same experience. We will learn that okay, in Ibejuleki we didn't documentation because at that point we didn't know that government's going to manage land that fast. I'm just being honest. And it expect to the same thing. So in Ibadan now, if you get a land, we are doing the due diligence, we are paying for the CFO ASAP. So we are taking full ownership of the land. So any scheme coming there will be featuring ourselves in the scheme. You understand? So that's basically the challenges that happens in each of these places and how we, as a company and personally, were able to navigate and position ourselves also for the current situation and also in the future.
Okay, thank you so much. So I want us to round up soon, but tell us more about your current selling products. If you have any, all of your projects that are current, and also the ones that you're planning to have. Tell us a bit more about their locations. Tell us what their prices are. So for if you're watching as well, and okay, I love this young guy. I want to invest, be part of what he's doing, invest in his estate. And also, we're going to, after that, we're going to speak about also professional services that you offer. And also, we work together, in a number of capacities for that. But yeah, let's, tell us more about your current portfolio of properties
All right.
and their
First
pricing.
of all, I am also we're also doing into consultancy. I help people develop. I help people want to acquire properties. You want to get real estate advice on how to enter the particular market, maybe Lagos market or Ibadan market. So currently we are selling is a product we have in a Bejuleki, and is at beside Alaro City. It's 13th Street Estate, 13th Street. It's a global CFO that's on the property. We are currently selling that. I think the flyers. I don't know if flyers will be posted or something, but
Yeah, I'll put it in
okay.
the
13th Street, that is the Bejuleki Global CFO. Then in Ibadan, we have TiwanTiwa phase one is sold out. Phase two almost sold out. That was the CFO is at Moniya, is saying a road facing the express. Also, that one I'm selling. Currently, we're selling at 2.5 at now. As of today, watching the video. But I'm sure the based on the development happening there, it's gonna be higher people when you watch the video in a while. Then we're also trying to launch a phase three of the one tower phase three. Also, a
so that's
saleable property.
600 square meters, the 2.5 or 600 square meters or 500 square meters.
500 square meter is 2.5. Then
Okay.
1.7 is for the 300 square meter.
Okay.
Then the phase three is coming up too, and then there's a project coming up, a building project, the fourth apartment in Ibadan. It's a 12 unit of 2 bedroom and 3 bedroom apartments. Also, I think details also will be shared on that. It's also coming. It's the coming project that we have, and I think that's the project we have for now, and those are coming up.
Okay, and yeah, before I talk about what other services do you offer, let me list some that we've done. We've done a lot of businesses together,
Yeah.
in the past. Some of you that are watching probably would have gotten on a call with us before. So if you want to source land, Omonile land, and I have some people pending that actually give me want, but he's been very, very busy, so I've not been able to get him on the call. So if you want to source land anywhere in Lagos or Ibadan, we can help you source land. If you want to also do your due diligence, we can help you do your due diligence beyond just checking, actually going to the place, certifying that this land doesn't have any issues or what have you. If you want to, what else do we offer, Mr. Jerry? Like, what other professional services do you offer outside just
Okay.
selling?
Yeah, also development. We have professional people that develop too. We do joint ventures for people. We have a strong lawyer team, lot of lawyers that can help you. Some people that want to also, if you have money to invest and you don't know what to do, we can actually put you through, tell you what to invest in, and you don't have to necessarily invest with me because the end product then again to give you value. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? So if maybe you want to buy a property and you don't know if you want to do, like I said, they can help you do it. If you want to build, we can help you supervise your building project. Maybe you have an engineer, no problem. If you need an engineer, if you need our services for building, we can also help you build. If you want to acquire land for estates, want to start on estates, we can also help you do that. And I think basically all real estate advisories we do that, and all
Yeah.
the real estate consultation we do that. Also, yeah.
Yeah, also like there's even one we did like if you already have a developer that you're talking with and you just want to have a second opinion. So you want us to interact with them because I think there are sometimes some people don't ask some questions and also some developers take advantage of that blind spot. So if you also want us to represent you in a transaction, especially Nigerian diaspora, you want us to go there for you, and in that capacity, that's something that we can do for you. So thank you so very much, everybody, for watching. Thank you, Dr. Jeremy Zach Ademola. Thank you so much. Do you have any last words you want to leave with the audience?
Yes, I do. A question. My last one I'm gonna tell you is this: number one, you have to understand the ABC of investment. You don't wait to invest. You invest and wait.
Hmm,
And before you invest, because Stephen R. Covey once said, before you climb the ladder of success, make sure it's on the right building. And the
hmm,
right building for investment is knowledge. You gotta acquire knowledge. Why do you want to buy? Why are you investing? Don't be in a hurry to take your money and invest in any property you just see online, you just buy it, anything. No. You gotta know why you are buying it. What's your end product? What's your end game? Are you buying to keep? Are you buying to resell? Are you buying to flip? Are you going to build? What's your purpose? And also do your diligence, acquire knowledge, be knowledgeable about your product, be knowledgeable about what you are doing, and
hmm,
ask questions, meet the right professionals. So
hmm,
with that, you are always safe because the safest investment in the world is real estate. The safest investment in the world is real estate. So the only issue is that you don't have knowledge.
hmm,
When you get the knowledge, you're in safe hands. You're going to beat the inflation rate, beat whatever economic crisis. Because guess what? When you buy real estate, you are burying your money on the ground. And when you bury seed, it comes up what? And springs up, it must die. And the
hmm,
dying stage is called the waiting stage. When you buy a property, you are gotta wait. When it dies and comes up, it brings fruit, and fruit has more seed for you to sow. So that's how real estate works together. Understand that. But if you don't understand that, you plant your seed on the wrong soil, it's not gonna grow. It's gonna
hmm,
die. So just
hmm.
take that from me. If that's what you take from this whole interview or whole meeting, take that.
Take that. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for the opportunity. Out of his busy schedule, lots of amazing and exciting things happening for him, and we can't wait to get you back. In a couple of months' time to talk about the new project. He's always on. Always doing something. And when we talked about how he recovered from the setback that he had. He just said, you keep buying. The way out is continue to invest. And I want to just leave it there for most of you also that are kind of disillusioned. Oh, I've heard so many scary stories. You still need to come back, but this time do it in a wiser way. This time do it with your brain and do it with knowledge. Thank you so much, Dr. Jerry. So much. I appreciate your time and kindly reach out if you're interested in this project in Ibadan or in Lagos. If you're also interested in professional services, if you want us to get on a call and help you for your next investment, we'll be happy to do that. Thank you so much. Kindly like, kindly share, kindly subscribe. This is the Ownahome TV show. Yeah, Ownahome, we believe in your home or in the property should not make you lose sleep. So we are committed to giving the very best property recommendations and insider real estate. Just like, share, subscribe. See you at the next show. Bye-bye.